Here we have the current stock market update for MicroCloud Hologram Incorporated, stock ticker HOLO. So, as we can see here, the stock itself is still trading at relatively depressed levels when we compare current price action to the 76-cent price high that was seen recently. So, in this video, we will be looking at some important price support and resistance levels that can be used to identify some profitable trading strategies for this stock going forward. Before we begin with the chart analysis, if you find these educational materials to be helpful in your trading, please remember to click the like and subscribe buttons and leave your thoughts in the comments section below so that other traders will be able to find this information more easily on the platform. So as we drill into this price chart a bit, we can see that there has been a bit of a bounce here from the 36-cent level. And this does allow share prices to move above the short-term exponential moving averages on the price chart. Remember, this is the five-minute time period that we're looking at here. So this is a very short-term time frame. This is one of the shortest-term time frames that you can look at. But the issue with this stock specifically is the fact that it really doesn't lend itself to looking at longer-term price histories, because as we can see here, the overall trend direction is clearly focused in the negative direction. And when we start to pull out onto longer term timeframes, the share price itself really just flattens out at these low levels. So in order to get any kind of a visual picture here of what we're currently seeing, we have to move down to the shortest term timeframes in order to see whether or not certain support zones are holding or breaking at the moment. So as things currently stand, we are still seeing a large amount of negative trend momentum that is being directed toward this stock. As we can see here, the share price action has developed in ways that have forced the relative strength index to display negative momentum readings. And as we can see here, this is really not surprising given the fact that the stock made such an abrupt reversal after posting this prior price high at 76 cents. So what is really happening here is, when we see a major price spike like this after a long period of declines, things start to become quite suspicious when you see share prices reverse so quickly. It really starts to look like a false breakout or really just an invalid price move if share prices rally higher sharply and then fall just as sharply in the opposite direction. Overall, this price movement would have occurred from the beginning of this price wave would have occurred during the August 19 trading session. And then as you can see here, we really did post new near-term lows right back near the same levels. We're trading right back 30 cents. I should really make this a bit clearer, because the 36-cent price low came over here. This price low here is actually 30 cents. It's just above the 30 cents level. So we do need to make that clear here. So what this does mean is that we do see share price action that has now retraced all of this essential price move here. So we really started at roughly 30 cents per share. We spiked higher to 76 cents, but we weren't able to hold that trade, that positive momentum, even for really a full week. By 10 days later, the entire trending move had reversed itself. So we are seeing share prices come right back into this 30-cent support zone. And this is a significant price level going forward, because any breakage to the downside will suggest that nothing has changed within the broader context here, within the broader share price momentum that is being focused in the negative direction. If anything, this is just going to start to look more like a blip or an anomaly, which does sort of look like the exception rather than the rule as far as current price action is concerned. So overall, this outlook here, this negative outlook for the stock, is not going to change as long as we continue to see negative momentum in the relative strength index. As we can see here, share price has actually reached overbought territory relatively recently. And this is significant for a few reasons. Mostly, we can see here on two separate occasions, share prices moved into overbought territory. I'll just explain this quickly. Anything on the relative strength index that rises above the 70 level would be considered to be overbought. And as we can see here, share prices actually moved above the 77 mark, which is heavily, fairly heavily overbought. And share prices themselves had not rallied very strongly. So what this tells you is that share prices can't rally very, very high without deviating so far from their exponential moving averages that share prices are already becoming overbought. If share prices are overbought, the suggestion is that any potential movements to the top side will be limited. It suggests that the current price movement to the top side is overextended, and that share prices will need to start moving lower in order to work off those conditions. So as we can see here, that is what is starting to happen here once again. We have this prior price low here. We have these near-term highs, which come in at 44.5 cents. So just write that in here quickly. So as we can see here, after posting this near-term high coming in at 44.5 cents, the indicator reading itself reached overbought territory once again. So we can see that price formation here. So at 44.5 cents now, the indicator is showing that this stock is becoming overbought, and share prices themselves then start to move lower once again. So, it can be very easy to start to think that, we're in the midst of a strong uptrend rally or something like that. But that really is only when we're looking at the very short-term time frames. As I said before, I really can't pull out very far on this price chart without share prices completely flatlining at extremely low levels. So it just becomes very difficult to see what is even going on in the chart. So I have to really look at the 5-minute chart or less. Sometimes I'm even looking at the 1-minute chart with this stock. And what that does is it sort of makes trend movements look larger than they actually are. So as we can see here, this movement into 76 cents, it was a fairly significant price move on a short-term basis, but it didn't manage to sustain itself for very long. We were already seeing prices start to decline right around August 22nd, August 23rd. And as you remember, the share price rally began August 19. So, we're looking at about 3 or 4 days of upward price movement, followed by a much longer period of sustained movement to the downside. So the real question that people need to be asking themselves at this point is whether or not any rallies here are going to be sustainable. And if you do believe these rallies to be sustainable, why exactly is that? Why exactly do you believe that to be the case, given the fact that the overall trend momentum here, and I'll just sort of pull out here a bit, look at the daily chart for a moment, but what traders really need to be asking themselves is whether or not any of these price movements to the top side really are sustainable. So as you can see here, this is essentially what I'm talking about. If we look at the daily chart, which is a normal price chart to be looking at, all of this price action flattens out, at around, at a distance between $1 and $2 or less. And right now we're trading at, between 30 and 40 cents. So, overall, it's a very difficult price chart to look at. And this does suggest that share price movements to the top side are the exception rather than the rule. So here's the current market outlook for MicroCloud Hologram Incorporated, stock ticker HOLO. Our high value trading strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk to reward metrics that target massive market beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market, lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership, and start trading stocks with the pros.